Welcome to Salento with Love, episode 2 of Quattro Colonne. You probably thought, wow, episode 1 and then what happened? Boom, magic. Episode 2, the place is finished. Well, I decided not to share every step of the way. But what I really wanted to share through episode 2, it's how you can really transform a space if you have a vision. How you can really achieve the maximum result if you also use great materials and great craftsmanship. So, are you ready to see the finished product at Le Quattro Colonne? A year later, I'm happy to deliver a fantastic place in front of the water. The place will be available for rental and you can see it on rentinginpuglia.com. Who knows, you may want to spend some quality days by the water, opening the door and just really across from the amazing sea here in Salento and the blue sky. So, should we go? Let's do it. An important element of a new property today is access. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's go. How do you turn a small, compact space into something very comfortable and elegant? That's exactly what was achieved here. But first of all, let's get some natural light coming into the space. Look at that beautiful sun coming through with the sea just a few meters away. I can smell the water. But right from the beginning, some of the elements, for example, these are the original doors, which as you can see, they're shaped to the exterior of the building. And only a master could actually do something with these doors. I wanted to keep the original shutters, but at the same time, I wanted to fit double glazed unit. Now the two things don't go well together because the thickness of this door now is probably double to what it used to be originally. In refurbishing this, the new lock it's gone in, and it's a motorized lock, which locks the property in 3 different places, and I can manage it remotely with an app. Isn't this fantastic? And while the door is open, I have managed to keep that really traditional look. Okay. corners. Being on the corner, it gets beautiful light, and I can see the fog columns from here, which is one of those features here in Salento, an old fortress that was there in the 14th century and probably even earlier, protecting that area where all the towers were built along here. That's very unusual because there's 4 towers creating a mini fortress. Beautiful. Now the idea of this space was to bring a flooring that had that ancient look or that period look, which was very important for me, and also a wonderful kitchen with one of the best materials that I love, which is the Carrara marble. So little details like this really make a difference, especially when you're having things made to measure and built. Yes, you can see all my gold trims. Yes, I just like to bring things together. But even the small touch here, having a faucet that allows me also through here to have filtered water. Having a filter fitted under the basin just allows you to comfortably have filtered water. Everything is built in, beautiful cabinets. The kitchen was manufactured to size by Cubico. You may have heard of Cubico before through some of my other videos, but it was all manufactured to fit exactly in the right spot. And then as we came through here, we had this little space, and it was a bit of an afterthought, but I thought, well, what about extending the kitchen? Because we don't have really a lot of space over there, and having a microwave here, having your kettle here, having a couple of other drawers, a couple of other cabinets where you can keep all your things and everything can be super tidy, and a nice light there, just that little cozy corner, you know. But you know what, I'm going to put the shutters, I'm going to close the shutters because I love the atmosphere in this place. Oh, now that we have control of the light, and I'll turn one light off, you can look up. A luminaria. This was built to fit this room. It was designed by me and executed. Also, the wood has been distressed to look old. You know, these are the luminaria, the very famous luminaria when you go to these beautiful fest there, these festivals that they have in the towns. And then you have this, what they call here, paramenti. So you walk down the streets and they have this luminaria and you're just walking. It's like you're walking, it's like a gate to paradise. And so I thought, what a fantastic thing, you know, to just be sitting here, watching TV, in this very comfortable divani by Natuzzi, and just watching TV and having a piece of Salentino. But also, the star-shaped ceiling, which you probably have seen in Palazzo Corso Re d'Italia, one of my series. You can actually, probably the link above here or above there, you can see what we've done with the star-shaped ceilings, where layers and layers and layers of paint have been removed, and rather than repainting it again, we've left the patina that was built over maybe 100 years worth of layers that have gone over the top. Now leaving that really marble and turtle effect, which I absolutely love. The choice of elements of bringing this space together was very important. And you think, okay, you're so close to the water, you're renting this property, sofa bed. No. I thought, you know, I don't really want to turn this place into a dormitory. I want really comfort, I want beauty. So this Natuzzi sofa gives me the comfort. I went for leather rather than cloth. Why? Well, I thought, you know, we're just so close to the water. People may come and use it in the summer, they come back in, air conditioning is on, nice and cool in the space, and they've got a wet swimming costume and they're going to sit on there. Well, I thought, well, if it's leather, I can actually look after it. The map behind it was an amazing find. It's a 1940s map that you would find in all the Italian schools in them days of each region. And I was so fortunate to find one of Puglia, which shows, actually this is to scale, the multitudes of towns that can be found here in Salento, in this beautiful region. Where are we now? We're exactly there, in that spot over there, just there, not too far from Galatina, not too far from Nardò, just very, very close to Gallipoli. What a beautiful bay, with one of the most beautiful little bays, which is Santa Maria al Bagno. One of those places that it's like a dream, with beautiful palazzi around. You can imagine during the period of the 1920s and 30s when ladies used to get dressed up and hidden somewhere in one of these sort of boxes and going into the water. Well, Santa Maria al Bagno was one of those very, very elegant places. And today, with beautiful buildings surrounding the bay, beautiful restaurants, bars, do offer a 12 months of the year, a whole year round comfort of living. And that's why I found that this particular place, it's just so special. So that's where we are. And what about the rest? Well, induction cooktop. I thought, well, gas, nightmare, gas bottles. So induction, you have a nice oven there. As we're coming through here, before we go into the bedroom, I'd like to share with you two things. One is the bathroom, but also how I distributed the space, and what we just came through, it was the connection between the two rooms. This property only had two rooms, one in the front, one in the back. So the important thing was, first of all, to establish where the bathroom was going to be, how big the bathroom needed to be in order not to take too much space from the bedroom, and how was I going to make the bathroom special. In mezzo mi lascio un'apertura da 75 centimetri. Mi sono allargato di una 10 centimetri. Questo volume è abbastanza grande. Tu puoi immaginare passare da qui proprio la porta per entrare nella camera da letto, e qui la porta per entrare in questa stanza con la doccia in fondo. Let's go in. Isn't this amazing? Well, first of all, the space is small, but shower for me, it's very important. So it's like, I really felt I was in the church. So this needed to be in gold. I couldn't have done this in any other color. You know, when I saw this, I just thought of Byzantine, I thought of Moorish. The shape that was naturally there automatically told me that needed this gold mosaic. And all the fittings, they're all in gold. I chose an Italian make, which is Gessi. You may want to look it up, Gessi, and they are really the Rolls-Royce of faucets and all finishes for bathrooms. So I just thought, well, I can't really go for anything less. And just a little piece of glass, only 40 centimeters there. So you may think, okay, while you're taking a shower, you're going to spray everywhere. No, you need to be careful. That's what you need to do. But then if you get the floor wet, nothing is going to happen. But the idea of having a sliding door here, I really didn't particularly like it, because the space is very, very small. So you just walk in. The top here was actually made by me. It's one of the things that I really enjoy the most. working with my olive wood. So this top and the basin, yes, it is very, very small. Big enough to brush your teeth, big enough to wash your hands, but it's very small, and I didn't really want to close up the space too much. A nice little LED under there, and those two spotlights in the shower, which are controlled separately, make this bathroom a very special place, almost like a boutique little element. And then we have the spotlights at the top, which I'm not going to turn them on during this moment while I'm talking, because the fan will come on and then you can't hear me. Black toilet and bidet. A little bit of a controversial there, but hey, that's what I wanted. I just love this dramatic look with this geometric shape tiles, and it kind of makes you go a little bit, you know, with your eyes when you're looking at it, and that's really what I enjoyed. Now, one thing I didn't mention, in every single space you come across one of these displays. If I turn it on over there, actually I've got it turned off at the fuse board, but if I turn it on, this controls and the floor heating system, which is an electric system, so I can actually set the temperature and have a very comfortable space in every single environment. Should we check the bedroom? Well, actually, before I go inside the bedroom, the doors, I just felt again, I really wanted to give a period look to this environment. So rather than having a flat panel, again, our carpenter, which is a true master, has created these beautiful doors. They look absolutely stunning. But are you ready? Simplicity is always the best. Well, the bedroom is spacious. This bed actually is a Sicilian bed, turn of the 1800. So we actually picked it up on the second hand, and it's wonderful. I just thought it works really well in this space here. But a couple of elements that I thought were very important in the design. I thought, where do I put a mirror? Well, in this particular case, the door was constructed to have a mirror built in, and it's the same thing in the bathroom. The back of the door in the bathroom also has a full-size mirror. Very important while you're getting dressed, drying your hair, to be able to see yourself fully. Now, this was an interesting space. As you can see, the bathroom was carved out from this room. That's exactly what you see. And this gave us also the opportunity to put the hot water heater right on top of that mezzanine, because no one is going to get there. Have the air conditioning units lower to the ground, providing heat and also cold air. Having a window there that can be open and closed remotely. So very important. But also a little surprise. These are the original doors that were here. Internally, outside it really had an horrible aluminium door. I just thought refurbishing these doors, getting them sandblasted, bringing the original wood out and leaving all the original metal work on it made a beautiful way of sheltering the house from the light, but also from the extreme heat and the cold weather. So a great way of recycling and leaving an original element with the house, but also having a beautiful door here that allows us to have access to the outside. So great to have such a small place, and it's got two access points. From a rental point of view, for any one of you who's watching this video and is thinking, so I have a property in Salento and I would like to rent it. Well, maybe look through this video carefully, because I have gone through so many details to make sure that whoever rents a property has that thing called comfort. Very important. I always feel that if you are using your own house, you have all those things that make you feel comfortable. If you go to an hotel, you have all those things that make you feel comfortable, and if they don't, you ring up reception and normally they will bring it up. But if you're renting a little apartment somewhere, sometimes if you don't have those things that make you feel comfortable, you're not going to be really happy. So elements like having a good iron, maybe having a good hairdryer, maybe having a brush, because you know when you travel these days you may forget things. I also have a little lotion before you dry your hair. Well, for me it's so important when I think of comfort, having little pieces of design for your dirty clothes rather than having a basket or something that looks a bit and elements that potentially you can save, but at the same time you can add comfort. In this particular case, I've gone for this open wardrobe look. They're in metal, they're very simple, but what do? Well, first of all, they give comfort and leave the space quite open, but also being metal, if the place is not getting used, then you don't need to worry about mold, you don't need to worry about anything. Things would stay together. And if I go back into the bathroom for 1 second, elements like that, having some perfumes, you know, you're renting a property, you go in there for 3 or 4 days and you're having a shower, oh, you've forgotten your perfume, because now these days when you travel, you can't put more than 100 ml and you get stressed, they want you to seal the bags. But what about having some elements there for your guest that can really benefit from staying in your place? So very important. I always feel that sometimes, you know, people are renting their properties, but they're really not thinking thoroughly about the comfort that the guest needs to achieve in order to benefit from the experience. And sometimes the space that you have is very small, so you need to think, how can I really take advantage of every single little space? Well, here we had a little bit of a gap, and so I had this constructed. Now when you look at it, it's all flash, it's the same color as of the doors and windows, and I must admit, this is so invisible that even Ludovica filming saying, which story, she hasn't seen it. But it goes even further than that. The painter and decorator that was working here actually sealed it with silicone, thinking that it was just a panel adjacent to the door. So it's very important sometimes. Maybe you have to tell your guest where you're riding the Hoover and other important things. And here we are with a click, click, click. I'm opening these up and I have the Hoover in there. I have all the cleaning materials away from children as well. If they're renting a property as their kids, you want to keep these things concealed, and everything fits in there so nicely. Sometimes you need a lot of light, sometimes you need less light. And here you have this beautiful lights fitted inside the wall. We're using this actually in quite a few properties that we are refurbishing at the moment. They're pretty complex, you know, they look tiny here, but behind you've got a big mechanism in a metal box, and then what fits over the top is totally plaster. So when they paint the wall, they can sand them down, they can plaster over it, they can sand down, they can paint, and then really when everything is finished, all you have is these little holes marking your steps into wherever direction. So I felt that this was a beautiful touch. And here we are, we have delivered. This taken just about a year to complete this project from start to finish. Property was purchased on the 22nd of June in 2022 and finished, the refurbishment was finished in June 2023. Now, although it was very small, but still it did take a full year to refurbish this little property, because it doesn't matter the size, you really need to bring all the different actors at the right stage, at the right moment to deliver the level of quality. So I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope that potentially you'll be using this property. Who knows, you may want to book the property on rentinginpuglia.com. So what else can I say? Well, the project doesn't end here. We still have the upstairs to do, and being on the corner in front of the water, I want to make sure that I get it right. So you may see as well some developments with that space there. Until then, I'm happy to deliver one of the many properties that was finished during 2023. We worked really hard, And here we are. Now, it doesn't matter if you are doing a property for yourself, if you're doing it for an investment, if you're doing it remotely. What you want to make sure is that who's assisting you through the process, wherever you're doing this in Italy, has really passion and the right abilities to deliver the best quality that you deserve. Subscribe to the channel, press the little bell, and stay safe wherever you are.